The night went perfectly fine. The problem started the second I woke up to look outside of the window. It was the summer after I graduated from college. I had planned a celebratory road trip with my best friend Trisha since we had met during our first studying together. During the preparations, I was filled with nothing but joy and excitement. We were having such a great time just getting ready. I could hardly imagine how much fun we would have together on the road. It wasn't an impulsive decision at all. We were careful and thoughtful about the details of our trip. We saved enough money, sent the car to the mechanic to get it in perfect state, organized all our papers, and even made sure we had fully stocked first aid kits. We were that kind of girl, not reckless at all. So I remember thinking, I have nothing to fear. I trusted my car, our driving skills, and our preparations. Technically, we were both well aware of the risk of a road trip. Two women alone on the road, it wasn't something to take lightly. We packed pepper spray and even indulged in a small pocket knife. But there are unpredictable things in life you just can't prepare for. You must be as well prepared as possible, but stay optimistic. I didn't expect, neither of us ever imagined, the sinister turn that was waiting for us. The first day went remarkably well. We jumped into the car in the early morning, accompanied by the most exhilarating playlist playing from the speakers, and strong coffee to give us a boost on the day. By the time noon rolled around, we descended onto a restaurant on the side of the road with so much energy that some of the patrons thought we were annoying. Others, like the waiter, flirted a little, and a driver in a blue truck smiled as we were both leaving. The afternoon passed in a blur of laughter, good music, and sweet snacks. The sun was starting to set, and our sugar high crashed. We were tired and hungry. That's when things started to get a little weird. As soon as I parked in front of the first diner we came across, my best friend said, "Hey, isn't that blue truck from the restaurant at lunch?" She was right. We debated for a moment if it wouldn't be too awkward to run into him again. But coincidences happen, and most cars traveling this road would stop at the same restaurants anyway. The problem was the driver of the truck. He wasn't inside the diner, no. He was just sitting inside his car. He waved at us when we passed in front of the truck, and we waved back. Maybe he recognized us from the last stop as we recognized him. Then, all throughout dinner, we kept glancing at him through the window. He didn't leave, didn't enter the restaurant, and didn't get out from his car at all. In fact, sometimes when we looked at him, he would quickly look elsewhere, as if he had been staring directly at us. "This guy gives me the creeps," I confessed to my best friend. And after getting our food, we got out of there quickly. When the driver waved at us, this time we didn't wave back. We left and started driving just a little faster to get to the nearest city on the map. There's something about big cities that just gives a feeling of anonymity. There are too many people, streets, cars, and places to get lost in. My best friend and I opted to stay at a relatively cheap hotel to rest from the first day and prepare for the next stretch of our trip. The night went perfectly fine. The problem started the second I woke up to look outside of the window. What's the first thing I see? The same blue truck parked across the street. I couldn't tell from up there if the mysterious driver was inside the vehicle or not. Similarly, I couldn't tell which option would have been worse. My best friend and I packed our things in a hurry, went down to the lobby, and shared our concerns with the security staff of the hotel, who offered to escort us to our car and call the police if there were any signs of trouble. When we walked outside, the truck was gone. This messed with my mind. My best friend had seen it too, through the window. It couldn't be possible that we were both going crazy, right? Either way, the people from the hotel couldn't help us, and we had to leave. Nothing would be the same. No matter how hard we tried, it was impossible to regain the cheerful, celebratory spirit from the beginning of the trip. We felt he was watching us from every corner. Right when we were leaving the city, just getting back on the road, a car moved past us very quickly. The same blue truck. We both gasped when we saw him. He put his hand out of the window and waved. He was taunting us. We reached for the phone to call the police. But what could we say? That we coincided on the road with a driver we hadn't exchanged a word with? We had barely seen his face, but he was definitely giving problems now. Every time I tried to advance past the truck, he would pull a trick to block me. He would slow down unexpectedly, making me slam on the brakes. My heart felt like it was going to burst out of my chest, and my best friend was already sobbing. That's when I noticed it. Our salvation. A highway patrol car. I think part of me wanted to try being discreet, just in case the truck tried something harsh, but we were desperate. I flashed the patrol car. I even used the horn of the car. My friend was close to waving her hand outside of the window, and it worked. The patrol car pulled over, and so did we. I explained our situation as quickly as possible, and the officer called for backup as we all watched the mysterious blue truck disappear in the distance. I never saw the driver or the truck again, and I am very sure because I'll never forget what it looked like.